Adamu Garaba, a prominent member of the All Progressive Congress and the former presidential candidate, has reiterated his claims regarding the involvement of the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, in funding Boko Haram and other terrorist groups. Garaba's allegations are not new, as he previously accused USAID of funding extremist organizations, including Boko Haram and SWAP, by allegedly providing financial resources that are used to acquire weapons for these groups. Okay, before we go further, Nigerians who have reacted to this are now telling him to keep quiet, because he stated before now that these people are Northerners soldiers. They are fighting for the Northerners. So if, just like as he's saying now, that is the US is funding them, it is not in news. You understand? So Nigerians are saying he's doing this to exonerate himself. During a session titled "The War or Waste," stamping out the scourge of improper payments and fraud, Perry expressed his belief that USAID's operations were not transparent, citing that significant amount of aid, including $695 million, were directed to Boko Haram, ISIS, and others. Perry further claimed that there were no records to justify the spending of $135 million allocated for building 120 schools in Pakistan. His accusation suggested widespread misuse of taxpayer funds and a lack of accountability with USAID. Nigerians, Garaba made these claims in a video posted to his X account, where he questioned the spending of $824 million by USAID in Nigeria last year. He raised concerns about how much a substantial sum of money was allocated and used, pointing to the possibility that it was channeled into activities linked to terrorism. So his remarks are aligned with similar allegations made by Scott Perry, a Republican congressman from Pennsylvania, who had earlier suggested that USAID were financing terrorist organizations through its aid distribution. In response to these claims, Garaba reinforced his earlier statement about the link between the foreign assistance and terrorism. So he contended that groups like Boko Haram, SWAP, and other militant organizations rely on foreign entities for weapons funding. He pointed to USAID as key player in this process, alleging that the agency's funds are being funneled into the hands of extremists to support their operations. Garaba highlighted the scale of USAID financial involvement in Nigeria, revealing that the agency had spent a staggering of $824 million in the country in 2024. Converting this figure into local currency, he noted that this sum amounts to approximately 1.3 trillion naira. For further urge that this enormous amount of money would have been better utilized for other purposes, such as improving healthcare or education. According to Garaba, Nigerian states could have each received up to 36 billion. Yet, the funds were allegedly misused, with little to show in terms of tangible improvements, like reductions in child mortality or advancement in education. Garaba's main contention was that USAID funds were not being used for the intended purpose of fostering development or addressing Nigerian socio-economic challenges. Instead, he suggested that much of the money had been diverted to support terrorist groups like Boko Haram and criminal network operating across the country. So he expressed frustration over the apparent lack of transparency regarding the movement of such significant amount of money, asking where did the money come in and where did it go. Garaba emphasized that the misuse of funds by USAID, as alleged by Perry and other critics, extends beyond Nigeria and into the border Sahel region. He rephrased statements made by the U.S. congressman who suggested that the USAID had been funding terrorist activities in the Sahel region plagued by instability due to militant violence. According to Garaba, these represent part of a large pattern of foreign interference and corruption that has undermined efforts to address Africa's challenges. Suggested that the true scale of global corruption, particularly in Africa, is only beginning to be exposed, with former US President Donald Trump's administration shedding light on these issues. So guys, what's your take on this? Please, let's hear from you. Kindly drop your comment below the comment section. Thank you and bye for now.